Hello, greetings everyone. I know everyone is running around for hustles and bustles. I wish you very good evening, good afternoon, and good morning wherever you are. I'm a realtor. My name is Aishi from Josh Consults. What we do is that we actually try to advise people that are interested, or subscribers or clients that are interested in getting properties in the real estate industry, and we try as much as possible to make sure they have the due documentations for the properties, and we also make sure that they get a good return of investments for the money they spent over time. Suffice to say this, that it is really important for you to understand that you must have access to your properties, and as it when due, you must be able to understand and to know where the location of the site that you're about to acquire is. You are also to know and to understand the relationship you have with your realtor. And that is why I have come here today to talk to you about the issues on ground when it has to do with scam sites, when it has to do with red flags in the real estate industry. That is when it is an issue for you to get a particular property, a particular plot of land. Those in diaspora, when you want to get a property, please look for a notable or a verifiable realtor. We call them agents, but we are realtors because we are registered, so to say, and we have the backing of the companies that we work with to actually get down to business and make you understand that you have to have documentations for your properties. If you're in Canada, if you are in Luxembourg, if you are in Asia, wherever you are in this particular globe, I would like you to hear this, that you need to get a verifiable realtor that can assist you to get a property for yourself. It is needful to say that property at this time allows you to get a return of your investment over time, and so that is why it is important. If you are there and you want to get a property back home, it is very important. I'd like to cite an example to buttress what I'm saying. Actually, there was a guy in Canada that wanted to get a particular property, and then he actually sent his brother to go look for that property, and I'm telling him, I will give him a feedback on that, and so that they would go on and then do the due process and do the payments. And so this sibling went and unfortunately got a scammer for an agent or a realtor. And what happened? There was no evidence of where the location is cited. This means that they did not go as far as going for inspection. In the long run, he came back to his brother and said he had found the property, and the guy paid him without asking because he trusted his sibling to finish up the deal. And unfortunately, the agent carted away with that large sum of money. Why? Because there was no due process. He was not able to go for an inspection. He did not ask the so-called agent to take him for an inspection. And then when you go for an inspection, there are things you take note of. You take note of the features around that particular environment, the delimitations and the boundaries, and then there should be a survey plan that is on ground to let you know exactly what the plot size is and where it is being located. This is very important for you to know, and for you to get to start any deal or to seal any deal. This is paramount and should not be neglected. And then secondly, if you want to get a property without issues, you must get a verifiable document. How do you get a verifiable document? You actually have, or we have a body that has a network of search. You go online, you search for the location of the property that you want to develop, and ask questions. This particular establishment or this body would actually give you this information that you need to take you to the next level. And so that was what that sibling did not do. There was no verifiable document as to knowing whether there's a C of O, there was a right of occupancy, of getting to know where the location of that particular property is. And this is a red flag, run away. And so another red flag is when there is no access to that particular location. Some of them will just point and say, see, this is where this thing is, and that is it. There must be an access. That access over time allows a property to build and have and give you a return of investment for what you have spent. You as a developer, you as an investor, you as an individual that wants to own a home, this is very important for you. And so thirdly, for you to get to understand how these things work, you should also verify and confirm who your consultant is, whether he is registered or not. Most of these agents are not registered. It is a red flag. Run away from that, because in the long run, there won't be any connection or communication as to the requirements and as to the things that you need for you to move to the next level. So it is very important for you to communicate the reality on ground by having to know who your realtor or your consultant is. We have a whole lot of red flags, and we're not going to talk about everything in a day. And so for these few that I've mentioned, I hope you put them into practice. Call me online, call me with this number on your screen, and get to know more about land, more about scams, get to know more about red flags when it comes to you getting a plot for yourself. And so to you, particularly in diaspora, make sure that you get it right by getting connected. Thank you, and bye-bye.